Maybe it wasn't hot enough because the water wasn't quite boiling.
Oh, I missed it!
I told you this was going to work. Huh?
Oh no!
In the first beaker, I've got 128 mils of warm water, 500 milligrams, so half a gram of vitamin C. I got this just by crushing up standard vitamin C tablets, and another 12 mils of 10% povidone iodine. Now, really, it's the iodine that I need here. Povidone iodine. It's just sold as a skin disinfectant. It's antibacterial. It's a solution. You can rub it on your skin. If you get a cut, you can actually gargle it. If you have a sore throat, I wouldn't recommend swallowing it. It's got iodine in it, so it's really not very tasty. But this 10% povidone iodine, which I just got a throat gargle of from Betadine, that's equivalent to about 1% iodine. In the second beaker, there is 40 mils of boiling water, but it was meant to be boiling, this wasn't quite, 200 milligrams of cornstarch, and 100 mils of 3% hydrogen peroxide solution.
Do we need to leave it outside? Oh! It's too weak or... Imagine 10 minutes like...
We followed the recipe, okay?
I know. Come on.
Maybe it wasn't hot enough because the water wasn't quite boiling.
Oh, I missed it!
I told you this was going to work. Huh?
Oh no!
This is the iodine clock reaction. In this case, it's the kitchen chemistry version. Those of you who know this reaction from senior chemistry class at school will be used to it as two colourless solutions that are mixed. In this version, my lab tech and I played around with this kitchen chemistry recipe that we had. So instead of things like sulfuric acid or glacial ethanoic acid and sodium thiosulfate, we use things like betadine and crushed vitamin C tablets. The betadine was povidone iodine, and the vitamin C tablets, of course, provided the vitamin C, which gave one of the solutions the orange colour. So what's actually going on? Well, no doubt you remember from school that the starch iodine complex is dark blue, almost black really, in colour. Let's take a look at some bread. Now, bread has lots of starch, and when you put a bit of iodine solution onto the bread, this is what happens. So there we have the really dark blue starch iodine complex. And that's what happened with this iodine clock reaction as well. We ended up with that dark blue, almost black colour. When the two solutions are mixed, there are actually two competing reactions going on. Firstly, iodide ions from the betadine react with the hydrogen peroxide that's present, forming elemental iodine. Now, this iodine would love to react with the cornstarch present to give us that dark blue starch iodine complex, but before it can, it gets snapped up by the vitamin C. What's going on in the second reaction is that the vitamin C, or ascorbic acid to use its proper name, donates electrons and is oxidized to dihydroascorbic acid, whilst the elemental iodine acts as an electron acceptor and gets reduced back to the iodide ions, so back to step one for the poor iodine. However, eventually the vitamin C, or the ascorbic acid, gets all used up. Once this happens, the elemental iodine is now free to react with the starch and give the familiar dark blue colour. And as you can see, this happens pretty quickly. Wasn't quite boiling.
Oh, I missed it!
So there you have it. You don't need fancy lab chemicals to have some fun with science. You can do this one at home in your kitchen.